I realized that, sorry, I'm sick right now. Uh, it's kind of fucked up because I don't usually get sick, so it's like actually completely destroys me. But that's besides the point. Uh, I realized that I have a huge problem with perfectionism, and obviously I already knew that, but like I realized the specifics of it, and I put a thing down in my notes to talk about this because I wanted to remember it. And it's like when I'm like praised, when I do something good, and someone like says you did a good job, it feels it doesn't feel that good because I didn't do it perfect, you know? I could have done better. So it feels bad. I didn't necessarily feel bad, I just feel kind of empty when I'm praised for something like that. Like, especially, let's say I'm good at a game, and it's like not a useful skill, but like, when I'm good at a game, and someone's like, wow, you're like, you're doing pretty good. I don't see it as me being good at the game because I've seen people who are better, and that's what being good at the game looks like to me. So I kind of just brush it off. I do this thing where it's like when someone says I'm good at something, specifically games and stuff, or things that I'm interested in, I'm like, you should look at this person do it, like online, because it's one, a way to deflect the praise, and two, a way to try to get the person interested in it. Because a lot of my family doesn't really reciprocate the same interests that I have, and it's kind of hard to find things we're all interested in. Like me, my older uh my older sibling and my younger one have like totally different game uh game preferences. It's just that it's how much we can tolerate a certain game. I can tolerate most games, I just love games, but you know, I introduce my older sibling to like a hard game and they just don't like it. And then I introduce my younger one and then it's like they just can't find the motivation to keep playing, you know? And like the game is good, it's just that they don't care enough, you know? But I'm getting way off track here. The problem is being a perfectionist is so fucking stupid. And it's like just don't compare yourself to people. It's a bad thing to do. But like you should comparing yourself to others isn't always a bad thing, you know? Like if I'm doing something fucked up and then I see someone who's not and they are like happier or something, then that's a good motivation to do good things. But like I'll, there are also a lot of cases where it's something like this. Because I usually compared myself to people to figure out what not to do in a social situation and stuff. And it's also a good way to find like quote unquote role models. So I usually do that. My throat is like, you know when you take a bunch of pills and then your throat is like, or like your chest is like burning a little bit. I don't know if that means anything. What was I saying? Fuck, I don't remember. I was talking about how it's not. Oh yeah, I compared myself to people to figure out what not to do in social situations. Because I have a lot of moments where I say something and people look at me like it's the weirdest shit ever to say. And it's like tough dealing with that. Because it like actually like fucking destroys my heart. It's just like such a sense of I fucked up, you know? And it's not like necessarily a negative phase. It just feels like I fucked up. And there are all these people being like, oh, you just need to do this, you just need to do this. It's, I'm bad at controlling myself. I'm bad at controlling my feelings, thoughts, and emotions. Um, so when it comes to stuff like this, and people just say you should do this, or just like don't compare yourself or stuff like that, it it's so hard to get across that like, yeah, I want to do that, but I'm just, I guess I'm just too stupid to do that, too dumb to just figure out how to do something like that. And there's also like not having any drive because I'm depressed as shit, and it's like at some point I have to figure out where to draw the line between using depression as an excuse and using it as a reason. And you could say you're always using it as an excuse, but it's just like sometimes it is genuinely just like the worst day ever. And there's no reason that it's the worst day ever. It's genuinely just like you feel horrible. You feel horrible, and like you have, and like the day before you were fine, but today it's just like all these negative thoughts are just flowing into your head, and it's not like you can do anything about it. Or at least that's what it feels like, you know? Anyway, this was a video about perfectionism, comparing myself. And I don't know. Whenever I look at someone, whenever I look at like a friend, I think it mostly originally started because I used to play Bed Wars with my friends like every day, and they tried hard to get good, so it's not like, plus one of them played games like a lot. And I play games a lot, it's just that most of them, like all of them, were Nintendo games. And I think I was playing Pokemon and Breath of the Wild the most, and those aren't like the hardest games, you know? Like if you're good at managing resources, Breath of the Wild is pretty easy. And Pokemon, it's just a strategy game, so it's not. Plus, you can just get through the game, but like, well, at least the more recent games, you can just get through the games by using good moves. The old games, definitely not. Like, I was stuck on the first town when I was like 6 for a reason. That was Generation 1, by the way. But like, they were just so much better than me, and it's just like, well, I just have to get good at pulling like the other teams down, just being a nuisance, you know? So they could actually go in and do the important stuff. And maybe that's not a thing I should have been getting better at. But you know, it was easier at the time. So that's just what I did. But I would always think, like, what is really the point? Like, my friend is already good at games. I don't really need to be good at games, do I? I think that's where it probably originated. Also, I just want to say that, like, I genuinely cannot get into Geometry Dash. Literally every friend I made at school was into Geometry Dash, and I actually could not, and I still can't. It's like, genuinely, like, it's like, what are the games you don't like? Geometry Dash is probably like number one. And Geometry Dash isn't a bad game by any metric. It's a good game, I think. But like, it's just not my thing at all. Like, that is the thing furthest away from what I like to play. Or at least that's what it feels like. Because I actually just can't. I actually can't. Also, I want to say, why did my favorite games end up becoming like the games known for being hard? Like, Celeste is like iconic hard 2D platformer, but like, most I got was all the B-sides. I'm still really I still really don't want to do the C-sides. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna, but I love the music, and it's like my example of the best feeling 2D platformer, you know? That's like, in my head, the best feeling movement. Or the not the standard, but like, ideal. That's the ideal. Sorry, like I said, I'm sick. And there's Hollow Knight. I played that a lot, and it was just like, why? It's you. I just want to say, I beat that while still being bad at games. It is possible to cheese Hollow Knight. And that's exactly what I did. I just want to say, like, you do not have to be amazing at Hollow Knight to beat it. And then I think like a year or two later, I beat the Radiance, and I was like, not horrible at the game, you know? Beating Broken Vessel was really nice though. That was fun. And then like, I literally don't know how it showed up, but at some point in time, Like, there was just Binding of Isaac on the console, and I just played Binding of Isaac, like Celeste, notoriously, like, difficult, Hollow Knight, known for being, like, hard, I guess, and, like, Isaac is just a brutal game, but, like, I love it so much. And I would argue to death and back that Repentance Plus is the best version. Well, I guess Repentance, but, like, I like the updates. I would argue to death and back because the version I got was like Afterbirth. And then I think we got Afterbirth Plus, I don't remember. But like last year or the year before last year is when I got Repentance Plus, and it was like so fun compared to Afterbirth, because Afterbirth just felt like brutal. Like, honestly, it just felt brutal. But Repentance Plus, it's not less brutal, but like it just feels so much better. But I'm not gonna lie, that also might be because I'm playing Isaac on a console which has delay, and then I'm playing Afterbirth on a console which has delay, and I'm playing Repentance on my PC. So that could be it. Like, I played Rebirth first before I got Repentance Plus, and that was fun. But Repentance Plus is just feels so good. Anyway, Silksong. I fucking love Silksong. People said it's like harder than Hollow Knight, and I don't know. Like, if there's a Pantheon in Silksong, if they add a Pantheon, I might agree. But like, it was easier for me to beat Silksong than it was to beat Hollow Knight, and I think it still is. Like, I think I'm being genuine here when I say, like, movement in a game, depending on how good it feels for me, I'm just that much better. Like, the movement in Silksong is actually so good. I love the Silksong movement. Hollow Knight feels rough to control. I don't know if that's just me. It feels like it still feels good to fight bosses sometimes, but like it's just kind of rough. But Silksong is like the perfected version of Hollow Knight IMO, where it just feels so good. And I love Silksong, and I feel like it wasn't like, it was brutal, but at the time I was playing Isaac, so it's not like it was the worst thing ever, you know? Tainted Blue Baby was worse than that. So like, I love Silksong, and I had an easier time beating Silksong than I did Hollow Knight. That's all I want to say. And it's like, and I also love A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time isn't, I don't think it's hard. The contracts, like the extra, the DLC is tough though, and the timepieces for the seal levels. Well, I guess Seal the Deal, the whole thing is just hard for me. Because there's a timed one for the captain, and then there's the one where you need to save the seals, which make the movement really wobbly. That one was fun for me though. The timed one was like actually hell. I hated that. Yakuza Metro was nice. And to seal the deal, that shit is rough. That shit is rough. I'm gonna be so honest, I cheated. I cheated so much in Seal the Deal. I just had mods. And I will never not admit that. I will always say that I cheated for that. But at the same time, it's like I don't know, man. I actually can't do Seal the Deal. It actually kills me. Uh, any other games I love? Well, I guess the ones that are known for being hard. Not really. No, I don't think so. Also, I didn't really have a big game library, so I couldn't really have crazy, like a lot of experience in playing games. I will say though, I replayed Mario Odyssey, and like, not even this year. It was like sometime in the middle of last year. But that I freaking look 3D World. I think that's fun. The Star World in 3D World I think is pretty fun. I didn't finish it, and I don't know if I want to get back to that. But I especially liked the the rhythm one. Mario Odyssey, that last gauntlet. I don't think I'm ever doing that. That is that's just tough, and I don't think I'm going to ever come back to that. Anyway, this was like 15 minutes longer than I wanted it to be. And now my throat's kind of dry. I'm probably gonna drink tea. Anyways, bye bye.